Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. No issues.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. I am Lavanya Santosh, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, Dr. IT. Today, we are presenting Patents to Boost Innovation webinar to be delivered by Ms. Middu Sharma. I would like to welcome our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. C. Nanjundaswamy, Principal, Dr. AIT, for this webinar. I welcome you, sir. Sir, shall I continue?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Continue. Yeah.
Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Siddharaju sir, Dean Academic, Professor and Head, Department of CSC, Dr. AIT. Last but not least, I would like to welcome all the participants for this webinar. Now I request Dr. Siddharaju sir to deliver the welcome note. Sir.
Hello.
Siddharaju sir?
Okay, can I start now?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. Good morning, friends. So I'm happy to invite all you for today's webinar on the topic which recently used for our patent to boost innovation. In these connections, I am privileged to invite my beloved principal, Dr. C. Nanjundaswamy, who is the backbone to organize this webinar. Sir, on behalf of CSC family, I welcome you for this webinar, sir. And most importantly, I'm inviting or I'm welcoming Ms. Bindu Sharma, the founder and CEO of Origin IP Solution. Madam Sharma, on behalf of CSC family and Dr. AIT, I'm welcoming you, madam, for today's webinar. So much. And also, it's my duty to welcoming all my distinguished faculties from various institutions who are going to participate today's webinar. And also my student community, those who are registered for today's webinar, I'm welcoming you all also. Not but not least, I'm welcoming all my faculty members of CSC department and other HODs of our Dr. AIT and other faculties of various department for today's webinar. So with this, I'm very eager to introduce the profile of Bindu Sharma. She is the founder, as I said, and the CEO of the Origin IP Solutions. She is a postgraduate in microbiology and a Bachelor of Law from Bangalore University and a well-known registered patent agent at the Indian Patent Office. She is having vast experience in the field of IP edits and research projects of identified respectable IPs, formulating of IP policies and IP cells in the institutions, drafting, filing, and prosecution of patent applications. Origin IP Solutions has been recognized by Niti Aayog, Darpan, Social Tax, Government of India for excellent contribution in the field of patents. And Bindu Sharma has been recognized for excellent leaderships in the field of patents. She was listed as one of the top 100 most powerful women in law by WIPF in the year 2016. Origin was also listed as Company of the Year 2014 patent by Silicon India. So our experience and the biodata. So with these few introductions, I am welcoming once again all my distinguished colleagues, my principal, other distinguished members who are going to participate today's webinar, and welcoming you all once again. Thank you. Thank you for the webinar. And it's my duty to congratulate all my coordinators, especially Dr. Gauri Shankar, Professor Lavanya Santosh, Professor Veena, and team who has taken a lot of interest, and also Suresh D, Praveen, Srinivas. I welcome you all for this webinar, and I'm going to congratulate once again all you for this wonderful webinar. Thank you. Have a nice day and wonderful session. Thank you one and all.
Yeah, I hope it's visible now.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I can start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So very good morning to everyone, and I thank Dr. AIT institution for inviting me today for this webinar. The topic for the day is patents to boost innovation. And this topic becomes even more important today because we are moving towards self-dependent India, and we want to see more and more manufacturing in the country so that we can boycott most of the stuff that we are importing from other countries, and local manufacturing is promoted. And for this, there are a couple of things that we require right in the beginning. So engineering colleges like yours, you need to have more skill development programs for your students, so that they come up with more and more startups, and local manufacturing is promoted, and also local innovation is promoted. So this is, I think, now the time has come when there is a big responsibility on engineering colleges, and I'm sure this will happen very shortly in future, because now the time has come when we have no choice, but we have to look into all these things, and we have to move towards a self-dependent India. Okay, so this is a very powerful statement by Albert Einstein. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. So what you read in your syllabus is knowledge. You read law of thermodynamics, law of conservation of energy, that is knowledge. But how you are using that knowledge to create imagination is something very different subject. So true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. So knowledge can take you from A to B, but imagination can take you anywhere. Right now I'm in Bangalore, but my imagination can take me in moon in less than 1 second. From moon, I can go to USA in another fraction of second. Then I'm in Australia. Then I'm again back in Bangalore. Then I can visualize your college. I can visualize your auditorium. So imagination can take me anywhere. So now, this young generation has to make use of imagination. There is one study that says that, average human being uses only 1% of the mind. That means only 1% of imagination is used, and 99% imagination is not actually used. So that's why intelligence is much more important. Imagination is much more important than knowledge. There are a couple of Indian universities that are doing extremely well when it comes to intellectual property right filing and exploitation. So intellectual property India lists Shulini University sixth among top Indian applicants of patents. So I'll take you through what is happening in academic institutions, and then what are the kind of innovations that come from academic institutions, so that the students, faculty, they are inspired to bring in the market the products that can be used. So I think now at this point of time, we don't want products that patents and products for something which you cannot use it. We really need now the products which are ready to be brought to the market, and they really are adding value to our day-to-day life. So the Shulini University is fairly young university, and they are doing quite well in terms of patent filing. And this was sixth top applicants for patents as far as Indian Patent Office records are concerned. Then MIT University is one of the leading universities today, and MIT has been filing 1,000 plus patents per annum. So this is a very big number. So that means 3 to 4 patents they are filing every day. So each patent filing costs you something, and they are managing it quite well. And many of their inventions they are in commercial use as well. And it's a very big thing that the young university like MIT University is just next to IITs in terms of patent filing. And among IIT also, Delhi, Bombay, and Madras. These three IITs are on the top in terms of filing for IP. IIT Madras files 248 patents, and IIT Madras is on the top. And IIT Madras has very mature IP department. They run a couple of courses as well, and the IP department is very active in technology transfer. In fact, for Bombay and Delhi also, the Department of Technology Transfer is very active. So I also feel now, I'm sure you must be having in your college people, staff for managing intellectual property kind of IP cell. But I feel now the time has come that IP cell should be given extended duty of creating a technology transfer department, because the patents that you have filed, they have to brought to the market so that they can make some money for the organization, and and that you can also pump in that money to create more of IPs, and then it becomes a cycle. 5 patents you file, then 4 are in commercial use. Taking the best example of, even if we are able to bring to market around 80 or 90% of patents, then it becomes a cycle. You file for 4 patents, and out of 4, if 3 are commercialized, then the same money is pumped in to create more patents. So then it becomes a very beautiful cycle. And at this point of time in India, lots of support is available from the government, and I feel this is the time for boosting innovation and boosting IP filing more and more. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples where very young students, they created wonderful, companies. I must say companies and products. So this is a logo of a company called as Napster. Sean Fanning was the founder of this company, who was just 19 years old. He was a student in Boston University when he and his uncle, John Fanning, founded Napster in 1999. So this company was into free usage of music online. So they were offering free online music through P2P file sharing, and this led to massive copyright violation of music, film, and other property. So because of copyright issues, this company got closed later on. But this company was founded by a very young student of 19 years. Everyone knows this logo, Facebook, and Facebook was launched as thefacebook.com by Mark Zuckerberg at the age of just 19. Initially, the usage of Facebook was restricted to Harvard students, but later on, it expanded to include Stanford, Columbia, Yale, and other prestigious universities and schools. After that, it eventually became available to most of the universities in United States and Canada, and it was an instant hit with college students. And now Facebook has reached to a different level. This product is called as ice candy. You all eat ice candy, especially Nandini. Ice candies are really delicious. Frozen ice on a stick. This was, we also call it as popsicle. So this was invented by Frank Epperson when he was just 11 years old. Just imagine an 11-year-old kid inventing something like ice candy. And this was an accidental innovation indeed. So in one night in the year 1905 in San Francisco, where he was born, Frank mixed fruit-colored soft drink with soda powder and water, and he wanted to create a fuzzy drink. Fuzzy drink was very popular at that point of time. So stirring stick he used to create the concoction was left in the glass, and it was a cold some winter night outside, and he just accidentally left his glass and outside entire night. When he woke up in the morning, he found that his drink is now frozen to stick after a very cold night, and it was very delicious to taste, and that's how the popsicle was invented by Frank. Very popular product these days, earplugs, or we can, and the same design also extended to earphones, headphones that we are using with our laptop and cell phone. Uh, Chester Greenwood was just 15 years old kid, and he was very fond of skating. So the only issue with skating was that when he used to skate, uh, his ears will get cold because of the wind and very cold wind. So he tried various things to protect his ears. He tried scarf, but scarf will fall when he goes out for skating. So he did various experiments with cotton, cloth, scarves, and later on he made two loops out of wire, and he asked his grandmother to sew fur tufts on them. And this is how earmuffs, earphone, headphone, they were invented. And during his lifetime, Chester Greenwood invented various designs of earmuffs, and he improved his model and patented it under the title Improved Ear Protectors, and he set up a company that sold his product called Champion Ear Protectors. He later on invented many other inventions such as tea kettle, steel tooth rake, advertising matchbox. So this is how the earmuffs, they were invented in the history. This guy, I think many of you must know about the Braille script that visually impaired people, they use for reading the books. Okay, so the Braille script was named after Louis Braille, a young blind child who, at the age of 12, invented Braille script to improve the way blind people read books at one time by following the raised letters. He was 20 years old in 1829 when Braille was published, and his first book was written in Braille code. Okay, there is one hands raised. One second. Somebody has raised hand. Is there anything? I hope audio is fine. Just type in chat box if audio is okay. Okay, fine, fine. Then I'll just continue. Okay. So then couple of examples. Two Indian students built the first cell phone operated tractor. So tractor could be operated by cell phone. So this again is practically useful innovation. Then Indian students invent oxygen powered motorbike that runs 6 to 12 miles an hour. This again is a good invention. Yeah, now we come to this beautiful robot. Reva Institute of Engineering. Students, they invented robot to clear drains. Now, if you see that cleaning drains, people who clean drainage manually, it's so unhygienic, and many of them, they die at very young age because of the various infections that they catch during the cleaning process. Okay, so these students, they created a robot to clean the drainage, and this was a very beautiful invention. And if you happen to visit Reva Institute of Engineering, then this product is This product is lying in their reception area for show as a showcase. They have done it, and this is a very beautiful invention. So I think today the time has come. I'll just give you some ideas that robots are required in various spheres. If you talk about household works, you need a robot to clean the house. You need a robot in the hospitals who can reduce interaction, face-to-face interaction or touch between the patient and the medical staff. So robots is, I think, a very much required invention in today's world. Many hospitals have already replaced robots in various places to avoid infection of COVID. And after such products are created, the next challenge is how to scale up and bring the product in the market, because just creating is not enough. CMR's institute in Bangalore, they have final year civil engineering students, they have created porous bricks. So porous brick helps in multiple ways. During the rainy season, you see that roads are mostly clogged, and and water is wasted. So this porous brick, it absorbs all the extra water, and that water can be used to recharge the groundwater. So this is a very beautiful and simple innovation, and they have put some patch in their college itself, and there is a bucket always lying besides it, and you can just do a trial and see how quickly this brick absorbs water, and the road is clean, and end of the day, water is also saved. So these students, they have been given a patch by BBMP in one premium area of Bangalore where they are running their trials. And now if you see potential and commercial potential of this invention, I'm not really sure how they are doing it today, but commercially it's very important. This can be used in the buildings, complexes of apartments. It can be used on the roads. So it has phenomenal potential, as I mentioned. So we all have ice trays in the fridge, and sometimes it's so difficult to take out ice from ice trays. And this is a very simple and beautiful innovation, and they have made this box kind of thing to make ice cubes. And also you can use this as a box. Okay, and it's so easy to save and make ice using this particular box. And since it is made of silicone, you just press it gently and all ice cubes, they fall in the center. This is a small video I want to show you. Now you see the utility of this product. So it is not only the ice cube maker and holder, but you can also freeze your ice cream or drink in this. And it is portable. You can carry it wherever you want. So it's very handy to be used. You just have a look at it, how it can be used to store ice cream. So multi-purpose. So what is common in these inventions? So there are a couple of things that were very common in these inventions. Actually, I would like you to type in chat box, what is your favorite invention? What is the product you see when the product is in your hand, you say, wow, hats off to the person who has invented it. If I have to ask, if you ask me my personal choice, when I use the navigator, Google Maps navigator, I always feel that, you know, hats off to the person who has invented this navigator. So just put in your chat box what is your favorite invention and favorite product. So you actually feel so good when you see that product. Because some people have raised hands. If you can type your message, that will be good. Yeah, if you can type your query or that will be better. Okay, but just type in the chat box what is your favorite invention. Manav Chetan, mathematics is not invention. Mathematics is it's a kind of subject, I must say. So mathematics as such, you cannot call it as invention. Stainless steel, of course, it is invention. Okay, and others also, please wake up and type what is your favorite invention. Okay, now till now, whatever examples I have given you, there were a couple of things that were common. Number one, all inventors were very young inventors. Second was inventions were ready to come to the market, because, and the reason, there is a reason behind it, because a student of 14 years, 18 years, 20 years will not have a high-end R&D target. He will not have access to high-end R&D facility. So whatever he invents is by means of looking around and finding out a problem and then getting a solution. And I tell you today, what is the best way of inventing? The best way of inventing is to find a problem, first of all. Once you find a problem, list out the solutions. Out of the solutions you have listed, find out and work on the best solution possible, and that's how you can invent in very easy steps. I'll repeat this sentence. So you can invent only when you have identified a problem. Once you identify a problem, getting solution becomes very easy. And if you look around, there are multiple problems you come across in day-to-day life. One of the problem I come across these days is when you wear the mask, it's so difficult to wear glasses because there is a fog on the glass and you cannot really see. Okay, so I have found solution for this problem. So can anyone find a solution how to prevent your glasses from fogging when you are wearing a mask? You can always type your suggestions in the chat box, and we will discuss. And I'm sure this is going to be interesting. So we will discuss it at the end of the session. So problem is how to prevent your glasses from fogging when you are wearing a mask. Okay, type your answer in the chat box. Now, if I have to see most powerful inventions in the world, wheel is one of the most powerful inventions. And if you see the purpose of this product remains same, even though there has been lots of innovation in terms of designs, but shape is same. It is always round. Wheel is always round, and wheel always is meant to move a object. Okay, so wheel is one of the most powerful inventions of the world. And then there is another invention which is very powerful, which is like nail. Nail is one of the powerful inventions in the world. Compass is again a very powerful invention, because before this we didn't know which direction we are moving in. So people sailing in the sea, they used to get lost. So this is one product that told us, like gave us overview of the directions and sense of direction, I must say. Electricity, very powerful. Then internet, I don't need to explain how powerful internet is today. Wright brothers. Okay, Wright brothers before Wright brothers thought of flying, nobody could even imagine that human beings can fly so comfortably sitting on a device. Okay, so now if you see, the technology has evolved to the extent that we have very comfortable aircrafts. You can carry your luggage, but everything started with the Wright brothers, and you must read about Wright brothers sometimes, because they were inventors of this device to fly. But at the same time, they got into very severe legal disputes, and they spoiled all their reputation in the end of the day. Steam engine. Who was inventor of steam engine? You can type again. I'll keep giving you some tasks so that you don't sleep in between, because when you are face to face, it's easy to interact, but when you are online, I have to check whether you are awake or not. So who was inventor of steam engine? Please write it down in the chat box. I'm sure you all of you are engineers, and you must be knowing who was inventor of steam engine. Printing press. Printing press is one of the most powerful technologies, because before printing press, there was no way you can make copy of the work. Okay, and there was no copyright law before printing technology was invented, because it was impossible to copy. So there was no copyright infringement. So it is very interesting story about this one. Then is electric bulb. So again, another task I'll give you. Who was inventor of electric bulb? Who was inventor of uh, electric bulb? Please type in your chat box. Okay, Edison, Rajni. Edison is right. Thomas Alva Edison. He invented the bulb, and in his lifetime, he invented close to 1,000 designs of the bulb. There is one very powerful quote of Thomas Alva Edison, and I love that quote that says that I have not failed 1,000 times. I have found that the invention does not work in 999 ways. Okay, so negative information is a powerful information, and that is what he gave us. Most of Indian women, they are deficient in iodine. So deficiency of iodine leads to many diseases like goiter, thyroid. So this bindi is called as life-saving dot. So what is interesting about this bindi is that this bindi has a layer of iodine. So once a woman wears it for 24 hours, then the requirement of iodine for the day it is taken care of. So now if you see that it is such a comfortable product, a woman, she doesn't have to wear anything else. So it is just a patch, and they have converted this patch into a bindi. So I feel this is a very, very thoughtful, very powerful, very simple, very easy to use invention, and you don't have to carry another product, no injection, no drug, nothing. You just have to wear this bindi. And the women who don't wear bindi, they can put this patch anywhere. Like they can put their patch on the arm, and your iodine requirement are fulfilled for the day. Water in India and many developing country is a very big problem. Many villages, girls are not able to go to school because they have to carry water. Many marriages do not happen because there is no water in a specific village, and this is not a permanent solution. But yeah, this is one of the easy way to carry water. This product is called as water wheel. This product is called as water wheel, and this makes process of carrying water very easy. Plastic bottles create maximum pollution. This is one of the studies says that Coca-Cola is the largest contributor of pollution because of water bottle and Coca-Cola bottles. Okay, so this product is called as water ball, and the good thing about this water ball is you can just eat it because outer layer is made of a protein, and you can just eat it, and there is no need to have a water bottle. You don't need to dispose of, and this protein is very good for body anyways, and this product ensures that there is not much of plastic around. Tap water saver. This is an extremely beautiful product, and if you don't have in your college, you must have it. Custom flow aerator. This is an aerator that increases the surface area of the water that is flowing out of the tap, and this saves 40 to 60% of water. Okay. So now, whenever you have new idea, okay, new idea could be from anything. So you must first of all see how to protect that new idea. So any creation of mind is called as intellectual property. So intellectual property can be divided and protected in various ways. So patent is first kind of intellectual property. So patents are granted to the inventions. Invention may be a product or process, and term of a patent is 20 years. So if you have new idea, you can file for a patent. For 20 years, you will have protection, and after 20 years, your product or your patent is in public domain and you don't have any protection. Copyright is a kind of right granted to works of authorship like computer program. Then you have books, periodicals, journals, etc. Now comes trademark. Trademark, you all are familiar. Uh, Name of your college, name of your pen, name of your cell phone, television, laptop, furniture, they all are trademarks. So trademark has to be registered. Airtel, Aircel, uh, Apple, Ola, OLX, Yulu, Oyo, all these are the trademarks, and trademark has to be protected, and it has to be really unique. If trademark is something similar, like there was a legal war going on between Paytm and PayPal, because Paytm, PayPal, pay word is common in both the marks, and color combination is same. And both Paytm and PayPal, they are into financial services, so consumer can get confused. So this kind of trademark will have lots of issues later on. So it's important that trademark is always a very, very unique name. And in some cases, the design of product is very unique. If you take example of dimensions of iPad, okay, then the design is very unique. And in this case, the design can be registered. Design of your watch, design of Coca-Cola bottle, biscuits. So here, protection is given only to the design, not to do anything with the functionality. There is a way to protect semiconductor chipset design also. Okay. And next we move on to geographical indication. This is extremely interesting form of intellectual property. Geographical indication is nothing, but it is a specialty of a place. Now, if you see specialty of a place, what is specialty of Karnataka? If any of you are from the states other than Karnataka, please type what is one specialty of your region. I'll give you some examples so that you know what is specialty of your state. Saffron is a specialty of Jammu and Kashmir. Another specialties from Jammu and Kashmir are Pashmina wool. Then you have Kashmir apples, Kashmiri cherries, and Karnataka is registered. Karnataka has registered maximum number of geographical indication. Banganpalli mango from Andhra registered. Chanpatna toy from Karnataka registered. This variety of banana is registered. Then Mysore sandal soap is registered geographical indication. Saffron is registered. Sandalwood agarbatti is registered. Tanjore painting is a geographical indication. Kasuti embroidery is a geographical indication, and Tirupati laddu is also registered geographical indication. Okay, and similarly you have Dharwad peda, Mysore silk, Mysore pak. So these are registered, geographical indication. And internationally, if you see, Then you have Champagne. You have actually there is a separate chapter on liquor. So all your local Feni and all, I don't know many of the names. So they are already registered. Kunda from Belgaum, it is registered. Coffee powder from Karnataka, it is registered, and many varieties of rice are registered from Kerala. So agriculture products and all, they are also registered as geographical indication. Okay, if you want to type any more geographical indications from your state, please type. It is good opportunity for us to discuss geographical indications from your state. I'm from Himachal Pradesh, and from Himachal Pradesh, apple is registered. Then we have Chamba hankies, they are registered. Then if you take this example of Sholapur towels, then you have Kolhapuri chappal, sugar from Mandya. So all of them, they are registered geographical indications. Nalini is asking, can idea be patented? If yes, should we? Nalini, you can register, you can file provisional application with idea, and then later on, I'll explain you at the end of this session, okay? Another form of IP is trade secret. Yeah, if you love Coca-Cola, then Coca-Cola recipe is a trade secret. Nobody knows what is there inside. Then you have KFC chicken recipe, which is a trade secret. So businesses, they maintain their core information as a trade secret at times. So trade secret is not just about food industry, but lots of algorithms Google is using today, they are also trade secrets. So they don't disclose it to anyone and maintain it as a secret. Then is traditional knowledge. So traditional knowledge is also a kind of intellectual property. The way prayers are done, then folk dances, method of making carpet, method of doing ardas in the Gurudwara, acupressure, acupuncture, folk dances, then you have puppet dance, Sufi music, all of them, they are traditional knowledges of India. And traditional knowledge is best protected by documenting and publishing it. Once you write a document that Sufi music belongs to India, and there is a nice write-up and it is published, then the world knows that this is traditional knowledge of India, and you should not try to get any patents on it. If you are aware of the examples of neem, haldi, turmeric patent, then you would know that we lost rights on turmeric, haldi, basmati rice, because we did not have a proper documentation, and that's why there were patents granted in other countries on them. So if we had documentation and that documentation was published in public domain, then before granting patent, US examiner would have seen that this is not a novel invention, and nobody would have granted patents on basmati, neem and turmeric. So there is a way, when any violation of your IP rights happens, you can oppose and invalidate those patents. So Indian government also, they have invalidate and revoked the patents on neem, turmeric, basmati, etc. Now coming to what is a patent. So the word patent means disclosure. Okay. So patents are the rights, statutory rights. Government of India grants rights on invention for a period of time. So that time is 20 years. So if you have a patent, you have protection only for 20 years. And patents define scope of your rights very clearly. Your Indian patent is valid only in India. If you want US patent, then you must have US patent separately. So you can use any US patent in India if that patent is not granted in India. So patent rights are completely territorial. Now, if we look at brief history, how did the system of patenting came into picture? Venice, first patent was granted to German engineer in 1323 for model grain mill, which could cater storage need of entire Venice. In United States, first patent was granted in 1787 for specially designed grain elevator. In India, first patent statute was passed in 1857. So India lagged behind in a very big way. because Venice first patent was granted in 1323, and we had a first patent statute in 1857, but we had a proper patent act only in 1970. There were reasons for it. The reason was that we were ruled by Britishers, so the national policies, they were not very conducive for our country, and that's why we had patent law quite late compared to other countries, even though we had phenomenal innovation, and I strongly believe that the innovation that we have in the country is unmatchable. This was the first patent granted by Indian Patent Office in the year 1856. This was for a pankha pulling machine, and I'm sure you would have seen these pankha pulling machines somewhere in old movies. So this is how patent drawings are submitted. Even today, you can submit hand-drawn drawings to Patent Office, and here you should have the name of the inventor. And this is how pankha pulling machine looks. Okay, in old movies you would have seen this kind of piece of cloth in the center, and there is a pulley here, and there is a pulley at the other end. Okay, so one person is sitting here and one person is sitting here. So both of them, they pull this this thread with the help of pulley, and this results in some movement of this cloth, and this cloth serves purpose of a fan. Now if you look at the image, you can probably relate it to pankha pulling machine. Okay, this is how pankha pulling machine looks, and this is what the product is. Okay, let me clear this. Yeah. Why should we file for patents is a very frequently asked question. For the institution like yours, branding happens. It could be source of revenue. Your students who are inventors, their resume looks very impressive. You know, when you go for interviews, your resume looks impressive that you have filed for a patent. And after you have filed for patent, talking about your invention becomes very easy. You can talk about it because there is nothing to lose on confidentiality, because you already have a date of filing with you. And if you're starting to open your company, then investment becomes easy, and talking to your investors becomes very easy. So these are some of the advantages of filing patents. As soon as you have new idea, first thing that you must do is you must assess whether idea is really new or somebody has already done it. If somebody has already done it, then there is no point wasting your time. Either you improve your idea or think of something else. By doing assessment of idea, you can avoid reinventing the wheel. So this way you can save lots of money, time and energy. And after assessment of your idea, you definitely have much better output. Prior art search is a way that you can assess your invention. You can find out whether your invention is novel or not. And prior art search should be done, and you should look through existing patents, existing research papers, and also existing products. I'm sure you are already doing search in research papers, but yeah, you must expand this search into patents and products also. So after comparing what others have already done, you can very nicely assess whether your invention is new or not. And then you can take decision on whether to file for a patent or you must not file for a patent. Now, what to search is a good question. First of all, make a list of the new elements that you have in your invention. Okay, so you can have numbering done for the new invention. Okay, so you can list them number 1, number 2, number 3, what is new in your invention. After this, find out what is that technical problem you are trying to solve, because every invention should solve a problem. There cannot be any invention that does not solve a problem. So after listing out novel elements, find out the problem that you're trying to solve. and then find out which solution you are opting for and what is your solution and how different your solution is compared to the others. And also you have to find out if your invention falls in the category of non-patentable inventions. I'll explain it to you a little later. And then you must see whether you should file for patent, or you should have a design registration, or you should have a copyright registration. Okay. These are most commonly used 4 platforms to run a patent search. If you want, you can make note of it. eSpaceNet, these 4 platforms or databases, you can perform free patent search. eSpaceNet is maintained by European Patent Office. Google Patent is maintained by Google. So in Google Patents, you can do first round of search yourself. Then there is US Patent Office database, and here also you can perform a search. Then World Intellectual Property Organization Patent Scope. They also provide a free database where you can perform a patent search. And similarly, India also has its own database where you can do search on Indian patents. So these 4 or 5 platforms are good enough to start with, when you're going to perform a patent search. Okay, now the question is, what should your invention have in order to get a patent? Now, there are 3 things that you should have in your invention. First, your invention should be novel. Okay, so novelty you can assess by checking the databases that I told you and see if there is any similar hit existing or not. So if there is nothing similar existing, you can assume your invention to be novel. Second is there has to be industrial use. And third is non-obvious. Non-obvious means that, in order to create a patentable product, you cannot just combine 2 existing products. I cannot combine laptop and my laptop and my phone and say that I've invented new product, because laptop is known, phone is known. So there is nothing I have done by combining these 2 inventions. So in order to get a patent, you have to have little more innovation in your product. Now, just because patent office will look into only these 3 things before granting a patent to you, okay, they will look for only novelty, industrial use, and non-obviousness. If 3 things are there, they will grant a patent. So just because they will grant patent, so sometimes very funny patents they get granted. Can you guess what this product is? You can type it. Can you guess what this product is? Any guesses for this product? Helmet, mask, helmet. What is title of this invention? And nobody is supposed to laugh, okay? This is a device to control your weight. So whenever you are, if you see it carefully here, you can see a lock also. You can see a lock here. So whenever you are hungry, you can put this lock, and then you can keep key in the other room. And this is, and the moment your desire to eat food has gone, you can remove the lock. So this is a device to reduce your weight. Now, this is a ride all of us, we have enjoyed in the childhood. So this is a device to make your ride more comfortable. Any guesses for this product? Any guesses for this product? This is not a bird leash. This particular product is diaper for the bird. Okay, this is diaper for the bird, and many companies, they are manufacturing this product, and it comes in various shapes and colors. So this again is a patent granted. Then what this boy is holding in his hand is a laser, kind of laser, and what he does is he trains his cat to follow the laser. So cat runs here, there, wherever he puts his laser, and this is a device to make your cat exercise. Then dogs with the long ears. It's difficult to manage, and this is a device to manage ears of your dog. If you're doing good work in your life and there is nobody to appreciate you, then you can buy this device from the market, and then you can put this device on your shoulder and you can say well done, and this helps you to boost your spirits. So this is a device to pat yourself when you have done any good work. This product is umbrella cum raincoat. Okay, then this is most interesting product. Now this is a snake. Okay, this is a snake, and this part is snake collar, this part. Okay, this is made of plastic, comfortable plastic silicone kind of this thing, and this is called as snake collar. Okay, so advantage of snake collar is when you are taking your snake for morning walk, you can put this collar and your snake will not run here and there. So I hope you liked all these examples. So snake collar is personally, I like this example a lot. Did you like these examples? And this is a very funny device to exercise, give exercise and massage to your jaws and teeth. Okay, if you read through the abstract of this invention, I will not read it completely, but you must see how the patents are drafted. What is the language that is used in patent specification? So it says present invention relates to new and useful improvements in exercising devices. So what I mean to say is that language that is used to draft patents is very complex most of the times. So analysis of idea is very important. When you have new idea, then it should have a proper documentation. Then after documentation, then you can decide whether you want to file in India or abroad. And there was a question that, can ideas be patentable or not? So idea is definitely patentable, because any innovation, any invention, if you see later on, it was idea once upon a time. So when it is idea, you can always file provisional application for it, and later on you can submit the complete details when you have a prototype ready, or you have most of your experimental data ready. Then you can submit the complete details. But with idea, you can go for provisional application so that you block your date and time of filing. So now when it is time for filing for a patent, you have to first document it, then perform a patent search. After patent search, you can draft and file your application. From Bangalore, you will be filing your application in Chennai Patent Office. We have 4 patent offices in the country: Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, and Calcutta. Okay, so from Karnataka, all applications, they are filed in Chennai Patent Office. You must file in India first, followed by foreign filing, depending upon your convenience and budget. And after application is filed, you must assess right value of your invention and then go for commercial exploitation. And when you are launching your product commercially, you must perform infringement risk analysis to ensure that there is no infringement of any existing intellectual property. So when you file for application, as I told you, you must go for first filing in India, and you must file as soon as you have new idea so that you do not miss anything on the date of filing. Provisional application can be filed immediately, and then after provisional application, you can submit the complete application within 12 months from your provisional application. And there is a list of inventions that cannot get a patent, So here is the list of inventions that do not get patent. Any stupid inventions. When I say stupid inventions, there are some inventions, they are actually stupid inventions. I came across one stupid invention, and that was objected on the basis of this particular section. The examiner said that I will not examine this application because this is a frivolous invention. So this invention was related to train running on water, which is like impossible. And he did not have had enough experimental data to support his claim. So that was rejected. Then any invention that is harmful for human, animal, plant life, or health, environment, they are not patentable. Can I patent? So this is a question. Can I patent a method of polluting lakes? Can I patent? You can write yes or no. Can I patent method of polluting lake? This invention is injurious for human life, animal life, water life. So these kind of inventions, they are not patentable. Now I'll ask you another question, and I will reply that question in 2 minutes. Can I now, you see that we have severe issues with China. We always thought that we have threat from Pakistan, but the way China popped up now was something that we never imagined. But it has come back with much more force compared to what uh, we had from Pakistan. Okay, so it's almost a war kind of situation now, and lots of states that share border with China, they have been army has been put on red alert. Now, at this point of time, I come across invention, and I say that I have a device to murder a person from a distance without making much noise. I repeat, a device to murder a person from a distance without making a device. Is it a patentable invention? Should I get patent on it or not? Because the law says that anything that is injurious to human life, animal life, plant life should not get a patent. Okay. Now I have developed a gun which can kill a person which can murder a person from a distance without making a device. So I will not get a patent on it. Now, same device but a different title. Now I say that a better device to ensure national defense and security. Now, do I get a patent? Now I have invented a better device to ensure national defense and security. Now everyone is saying yes. Okay. The thing is, when I say a device to murder a person, it becomes a device that can be harmful for human life. But the moment I say it a device to ensure national defense and security, then the whole story changes, and I may get patent on it. Okay, so this is how your invention, your claims have to be written. Then just scientific theories like E is equal to mc square is not patentable, but application of any theory to practical life is patentable. Then combination of two products is not patentable, like you combine chair and umbrella. There is no connection between chair and umbrella. Chair is chair and umbrella is umbrella. Okay, so this is independent, this is independent. You have just combined two devices. So such inventions, they are not granted patent. You must have something more in the invention to get a patent. Method of agriculture, horticulture, they are not patentable. Then you have computer programs are mostly not patentable till the time they have some synergy with the hardware. They are not patentable. Then mathematical method, business method, algorithms, they are not patentable. Plants and animals, you cannot patent a dog, you cannot patent a cow, you cannot patent a okra plant, you cannot patent a mango tree. So you cannot patent all these things. Then literally dramatic, musical, artistic works, they are not patentable. They are protected under copyright law. Then a scheme or rule, method of performing mental act, method of playing game, they are not patentable. Then anything that is related to atomic energy, if so the moment you have the word atomic energy in your patent application, you don't get a patent. Okay, so there was one application that we filed. This was for one of the very big company, and what they invented was lightweight bulletproof jackets. The product was very useful, and they were serving most of the Asian countries, including India and Sri Lanka. And when they filed application for the application was rejected because examiner said that we cannot grant any rights on something that talks about this thing, atomic energy. Okay, so but later on we told them that it is not there is no threat to national defense and security. It is just a bulletproof jacket, and then the patent was granted. Okay, so anything related to atomic energy is not patentable till the time they review your application well. Now I'll quickly take you through what is like, after you file application, what happens to your application. I'm trying to clear these drawings. Okay, I'm not able to remove this. Okay, so application filing in India starts with the you file application. Foreign filing can be done within 12 months, as I told you, and then publication after when you file application, 18 months nothing happens to the application. It is just kept in confidentiality in patent office, and after expiry of 18 months, the application is published. Okay, so 18 months period is given so that in case you want to withdraw your application, then there is no threat to confidentiality of your invention. After publication, in case anyone wants to oppose your application, they can do that. But later on, examination of application happens. So examiner sitting in patent office, they have to examine your application, and if they find any discrepancy in the application, they can let you know, and otherwise they will grant you the patent. And after examination, then you must pay renewal fee. Then after examination, patent gets granted, and then there is time for you to pay examination fees. Then in addition to protecting your IP rights, it's very important that you also make sure that you are not infringing upon any third party's IP rights. Okay, it's because infringing upon any third IP rights may be called as infringement of patents, and that can put you in big trouble later on. So you must make sure that there is no violation of IP rights of third party when you are commercializing the product. Now, I told you that patent rights are territorial. Your Indian patent here is valid only in India. Okay, and if you want to, so your Indian patent here is valid only in India. Okay, and anyone else in India needs your permission to make use of your patent. Okay, so and as a patent holder, you have couple of rights. You have right of making, using, selling, offering for sale, and importing the product in the territory of India. So here you have rights. Okay, so you cannot even import any product. Nobody can even import any product from outside if you have an Indian patent, because then here you have protection. In this territory you have protection, so nobody can import anything in India without your permission, and in India nobody can use your patent without your permission. So if they have to manufacture a product and that product has any one feature that overlaps with your product, then you can take action against such people and make them take your permission before commercializing the product. And this violation of IP rights is called as infringement of patent rights. So before launching a product, it's very important that permission from a patent holder is taken, or you must perform a clearance search or freedom to operate search. Now, if I take example of this cell phone, and in this cell phone, suppose that you have invented the screen display feature. Now, if you are an inventor of this screen display, now you can prevent anyone else from using this screen display feature without your permission. And if you are manufacturing the cell phone and the cell phone independently, then you must make sure that none of the feature of this cell phone overlaps with any existing patents of third parties. Okay, this kind of research is called as infringement analysis. This is a very, very interesting case study, Philips versus Anand and Futuristics. Here, what happened was Anand Electronics and Futuristic Concepts Media, they were using a technology called as digital transmission system technology to manufacture VCD. These people, they didn't do any kind of research before starting their company, and they didn't know that in India, Philips already had a patent on this technology. And by mistake, they infringed patent rights of Philips, and Philips went to Delhi High Court, and then Delhi High Court ordered these two Indian companies to stop manufacturing the VCDs that infringed the patent rights of Philips. So lesson to be learned from this is that using technology which is protected by others can be very dangerous for any business. You must read about this company, Vernatex. This is a very small company, but they have very powerful patents. FaceTime video feature of Apple phone is protected by Vernatex. They had 4 patents on it. And Apple, when they integrated FaceTime video in their devices, they did not know that Vernatex had 4 patents on it. So Vernatex filed a lawsuit against Apple, and then they went to the court and lots of things happened, and then Apple got to know that Vernatex had 4 patents on FaceTime video, but that time Apple was not in a state to remove FaceTime feature from its devices because this feature already became popular with the consumer. So Apple had to pay 368 million USD to Vernatex to get permission from them to use this particular, to use 4 patents that talked about FaceTime video. So Vernatex is a very small company, and the kind of revenues they got from Apple was a very big amount. And in addition to this particular case, Vernatex has a series of lawsuits going on with Apple and other companies. Now for the institutions, how to start the process of intellectual property. First of all, training of faculty and students should go on. You have taken very good steps in the past also. I'm sure, we in fact had some sessions in the past also. So I'm very glad that your institution is taking all the steps to have training of faculty and students as an ongoing process. IP audit can be performed to take stock of the innovations in the institution. And this way you can document all your innovations in one place and screen through them and shortlist some of them to go for patents, and then some of them then they can go as a publication also. I don't think you need to protect each and everything that you are doing. So some good ones you can take for patents or designs, and other ones you must publish your work. Once you start protecting your intellectual property, it becomes important to have a good IP policy and IP processes in place. Now, people usually ask what will happen once we do all these things. Okay, so I'll explain you what will happen if you do this. Quality of research will improve automatically the moment you start, protecting your innovations. Quality of research improves. It helps in branding of your institution because when you file more patents, patent office takes record of it, lots of publication happens. So branding of, like MIT University example I gave you. So branding was done by patent office itself. They made some reports here and there, so their name comes. So your advertisement happens automatically. Then your students are industry ready because the recruiter knows that there is sensitization of IP in the organization, and then then it's good for the recruitments. Placements are better, for sure. Placements are better, and this also builds up culture for new startups in your organization. And if we have to have manufacturing of goods, we want to really boycott Chinese products, then there is no doubt that we need more and more startups, more innovative ideas, more manufacturing to happen in India, because just downloading a TikTok app from your phone will not help us in any way. This is my personal feeling, but if we have to really bring our manufacturing to the level of China, we have to have very skilled people. There is no lack of talent in our country, but yeah, skill is something which is lacking. We focus more on textbook information and less on skill development, but the day we have skilled labor in our country, and our country is one of the very few countries, or maybe the only country in the world to have such young people. We have 65% people in the country who are less than 30 years of age. So this is like a very young country, I must say, and we must make use of it to build, skilled labor. This will take care of unemployment also, and we'll have more startups and more youth, employing more youth in the due course of time. And this will slowly and steadily take our country to next level. And it is responsibility of all of us, including the colleges, students, faculty, to promote startup culture in the colleges and boost innovation. So that's all from my side. And if you want to learn more about intellectual property, then we have Origin IP Solutions channel in YouTube. So there are lots of short videos on it. And if you want us to make any specific video on a subject, you can always let us know. Okay, so you can go through the free videos. Then we have a couple of free books as well. And anyone can download these books. They are free downloads. We have free course on IPR. This is just a course, and you can just log in and finish this course and get a certificate. And faculty and students, it is highly recommended for you to undergo this course, and many good institutions, they have already taken this course. And this is certificate course in IPR, and I want to specifically talk about the certificate course in IPR. This course we started recently, and we are having very good discussion with at least 4 to 5 universities now. So what we do here is that we jointly launch this course with your college. So the course will have your logo, our logo, and we jointly launch this course for your students. Your students and faculty, they register for this course, and very reasonably priced course. And I will highly recommend your college to have this course and jointly run with us in your institution, so that it benefits all of us. And your patents, like patents or your final year projects, if you have new ideas, if you have, or your patents, you can commercialize your products or your technologies by posting it in the platform that we have created, Synecto, www.synecto.com. So this is a marketplace for buyer and seller of technology. So final year students, they can always post their projects in this platform. So that's all from my side. And you can type your questions in the chat box. Okay. You can type your questions, and I'll take few questions right now.
Any questions from the participants?
Yeah, you can always type it. And don't miss sharing your feedback. Did you like the session? Or please share your feedback. Okay, there is a question on FOSITA. How to understand this? This is a good question, Saurabh. I'm glad that you asked this question. Now, I'll give you one example. I'm a biologist, basically. Okay, and some of you must be engineers. So if I give you example that I have done, Bindu Sharma, a biologist, has done a research on making some modification in the genetic makeup of mouse, where the mouse becomes resistant to COVID. Okay, and you will say, wow, what very, very nice invention. But if I explain the same invention to biologists, then biologists may not be very impressed, because it is the techniques are common, and it is not a very hi-fi invention for a biologist. But in order to get a patent, your invention should look good to a person skilled in that. So FOSITA is nothing but person skilled in that. So if it is a computer software related invention, then it should look good to a FOSITA of computer sciences, person skilled in the art in case of computer sciences. Okay. Rajni is asking, can we modify previous work and file a patent? I will not say modify, but you can improve significantly your previous work and file for a patent. So improvements are always granted patents. There is no doubt about it. Sandesh is asking, is there any local or regional patent servicing office? Sandesh, we have 4 government offices in India where we can file patent, but yeah, if you are looking for patent services, there are many companies, including us.
Hello, ma'am. There is one more question from Veena. What is the difference between copyright and copyleft?
Copyright is like copyright is the way you protect your copyright is a way of protecting your work in the form of if you have a book, you have article, you have a journal, so you can protect it by registering copyright. And we have one office in India to register your copyright. And very good thing about copyright is that there is something called as Berne Convention. Okay, so Berne Convention has close to 140 or 150 members as of today, and Berne Convention has understanding that if you register your copyright in one country which is member of Berne Convention, you automatically get protection in multiple countries. So that's how you register, And copyleft is a practice where one can offer people right freely distribute copies of the work. Okay, so copyleft is when the copyright owner gives free permission to use his work, but usually copyleft also comes with certain certain license agreements. So that's how the copyleft and copyright, they are different. Okay, Saurabh is asking, for what duration from time of patent was received can patent holder file a case against infringer? So Saurabh, typical time is 3 years. 3 years. Okay, within 3 years after you got aware of any infringement that is happening, you must file a lawsuit. And if you miss this time of 3 years, then there may be issues, because if 3 years you were not bothered, then the law assumes that you don't have any interest in the patent. Can we decrease 18 months window before publication? Yeah, we can increase it to 1 month. There is something called as early publication, and we can shrink this 18 months period to 1 month. Okay, I'll just read through some other. If I've missed any question, please you can type again.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. There is one more question here. When a filed patent gets grant, when exactly a filed patent gets grant?
So it typically takes around 2.5, 3 years time to grant a patent, because earlier it used to take around 6 to 7 years, but now it's little fast because we have more examiners now. And now the time taken for a grant in case of Indian patent is almost same as we have in US or any other developed country. Is patent tax-free? So income from patent is not tax-free. There are some exemptions, but income from patents and innovations is not tax-free. It comes with tax. There are exemptions. Actually, we have a full-fledged video on this, taxes from patents. Okay, should we pay for that? Yeah, sort of, we have to pay for early publication. So 18 months after expiry of 18 months, publication happens on its own. You don't have to pay anything. But if you want to go for early publication, you have to pay extra fees. And if you're looking for any specific topic, you can always message me. Because we keep making videos from time to time, and we will make a video for you. Okay, it was nice, and thank you so much for your patience. You all were there. I was just observing 106 or 7 people were there right in the beginning, but 103 people are there till the end. So that's a very good number. And thanks a lot, everyone. And you took initiative to have this session, and that is commendable. And I want to see more and more innovations from your institution. In fact, the Foundation Day of Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology should be called as Innovation Day. Okay, so that's the level you have to reach, and you are already doing so well. You have been filing patents and for so many years, and that is really something to be feel proud of. And congratulations to the management and students for taking initiative to file patents. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you very much for the wonderful session. It was very informative, interesting, and also very interactive. Thanks a lot, madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thank you everyone for your participation. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today. We will see you next time. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.